And joining us now is Avery Johnson. Obviously, we can talk about the Hawks' issues and Trae Young struggling, but let's start with the positive. The Bucks are headed to the NBA Finals, and they did it without their superstar. Just put into perspective what this team accomplished with basically many players having to step up and fill in the shoes for the big guy.
Huge accomplishment for the Milwaukee Bucks. You know, I picked the Bucks to win this series in 6 games. I didn't think they were going to win tonight, obviously because of Giannis' situation. But had everything been, played out and everybody would have been healthy, this is right, basically, the playbook, which I thought the Milwaukee Bucks was going to be playing the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals. Give Jrue Holiday credit. Brook Lopez basically won this series for them in Game 5 with his performance. They couldn't find an answer. Obviously, they didn't need him as much tonight. He and Bobby Portis, combined for 50-plus points, in that Game 5 performance. And then Jrue Holiday, formerly of the New Orleans Pelicans. Last year, he was not even in the playoffs. And now he's going to the NCAA tournament. A couple of years ago, Monty Williams, when he was coaching, the Pelicans, wasn't even in the playoffs or lost in the first round. And now he's in the playoffs. Same with Chris Paul. So those guys, again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Give the Milwaukee Bucks credit. Those players stepped up. Jrue Holiday led them tonight. Trae Young, we talked about it earlier. If he was going to be healthy, then maybe he could have, helped them win this game tonight. But he wasn't his normal self. He was limping around the court, wasn't very efficient, wasn't explosive, limping on that one ankle. So, again, give the Milwaukee Bucks credit for advancing to the NBA Finals against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, Trae Young, 14 points, 9 assists, struggled offensively, but you believe defensively he was even more of a liability tonight.
Oh, yeah, there were some critical points in the fourth quarter, Todd, where Trae Young gave up a three-pointer, his man in the corner. There was a pick-and-roll situation there where he should have stepped out and, showed against the pick and roll, rerouted the ball handler, but he wasn't his normal self. Trae Young, he was a shell of himself tonight. He was dropped probably a third of what he normally plays, throughout the course of the season. And now we have question marks on, should Trae Young should have really played tonight? I say the answer is no.
All right, well, as for the Milwaukee Bucks, Khris Middleton with 32 points. You said before this game he had to step up in the absence of their superstar. He did that. How important will he be going into the NBA Finals for this team?
Yeah, he's going to be critical because when you look at Middleton, former, Texas A&M Aggie, Billy Kennedy was his coach in college. This guy, when he's on, he's on. And you look at, he's going to be going against Mikal Bridges. You look at Chris Paul, Devin Booker. They're going to need his scoring. They can't afford to have as many scoring droughts against the Phoenix Suns as they did, against the Atlanta Hawks. The Phoenix Suns, this is a different situation. Cam Payne coming off the bench, Devin Booker, Chris Paul. Chris Paul is rested and ready. And then you have a neutralizer inside, a dominator, unlike anything Milwaukee's played against in the playoffs, with DeAndre Ayton. Khris Middleton's he better bring his A game in this NBA.
Well, another player that you said needed to step up tonight, obviously Trae Young, we didn't know what was going to happen with him considering he was coming off an injury. But you said Lou Williams has got to be the guy. He didn't have a single field goal tonight, just 4 points on 4 free throws. What happened to Lou?
Lou was a no-show tonight. And I think part of it was Trae Young getting back into the lineup. And then a lot of times when your best player, returns to the floor, you think, okay, I can relax. I can just chill. But Lou wasn't the same player. And I think that's why it would have been beneficial had Trae Young not played tonight. Lou would have gotten back into the same rhythm as he was in Game 4, where he was stellar. He was magnificent. He was outstanding. But tonight, Lou Williams was he was a no-show.
All right, last question on the Hawks before we talk about the winning team. The Hawks surprised everybody. They overachieved by leaps and bounds. Obviously, you don't want to be too upset with tonight's performance. You want to focus on the greater good. But where do the Hawks go from here into the offseason?
Oh, Todd, great question. Where do the Hawks go from here? I wish I can talk like my buddy Tim Doyle. Where the Hawks goes from here, Amanda Gurra, Chris Hassel, all of my folks, all of my favorite people at CBS HQ, re-sign Nate McMillan. That's where the Hawks go from here. Forget about roster changes, front office situations. The Hawks need to re-sign Nate McMillan and give him a long-term contract where he's never going to be a lame duck coach, because if it wasn't for Nate McMillan taking over for Coach Lloyd, I don't know if the Hawks are in the same situation. So where the Hawks go from here, bright future in the city of Atlanta, in the place where Lou Williams loves those lemon pepper wings, re-sign McMillan.
Hey, everybody loves the lemon pepper wings. Dry rub for me, though. I don't like them wet. All right, DeAndre Hunter's healthy. Trae Young's healthy. Both those guys were 100%. How different would this Hawks team have been this series?
Well, it would have been different because, had those guys been healthy, it's a different situation. But, even a guy like Reynolds, you give him a chance. He came in, played well. So I think the Hawks' future is bright. Gallinari, Bogdanovic, Trae Young, Capella, John Collins. Hey, man, you don't really need to reinvent the wheel. Run this back with the Hawks. Again, with Nate McMillan, they'll have a chance. They'll probably be either the favorite or one of the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference next year. I'm not sold after this year. I'm not sold on the Brooklyn Nets. Let me put that out there. And if for some reason Damian Lillard ends up with the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm not sold on the Brooklyn Nets. If Damian ends up with the Philadelphia 76ers, then that could be one of the favorites. I love the Atlanta Hawks. They have an opportunity to stay right in line with the Milwaukee Bucks to be one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference.
All those teams you mentioned out of the playoffs right now. Let's get back into the teams that are still playing, and there's only two. The Phoenix Suns were kicking back in the sunshine down there in Arizona watching tonight's game. The Bucks will face off against them. Game 1 will be Tuesday, July 6th in Phoenix, 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off time. Just your overall thoughts as we head towards the NBA Finals.
Well, I'm going to stay consistent. I picked the Phoenix Suns to win the NBA championship. I did that even before, when they were playing against the Lakers. And that's the way it is. I just think, I don't know whether 6 games, 7 games, it doesn't matter. I think the Phoenix Suns is the most complete team in basketball. And they came out of the bubble last year. They went 8-0. They finished second in the Western Conference this year. Chris Paul, even though he missed the first 2 games of the Western Conference Finals, he's rested and ready. I think 1 through 9, scoring, defense, coachability, adjustments, special situations. I think the Phoenix Suns are still the most complete team in all of basketball. And again, you want to hold me to it? Phoenix Suns in 6 against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Obviously, the Bucks would love to have Giannis Antetokounmpo back healthy, but assuming he can't come back or can't come back at 100%, can the Bucks still win this series?
No. They can have 5 Giannis Antetokounmpos.
Really? You're that confident?
I'm going with the Phoenix Suns. 6 games, 7 games. You can hold me to it. In about 2 weeks, or 2.5 weeks, whatever the time frame is, the Phoenix Suns will be the champions of the 2020-2021 NBA Finals. Book it, Valley of the Sun. They're going to be going crazy in Phoenix. They're going to be going crazy in Scottsdale. Hey, I'm going for CBS Sports HQ. I'll be at games 1 and 2. My boy Randy Brickley sending me to Phoenix. Hey, I can't wait.
Well, hey, I'm sure they're happy in Phoenix, but right now they're partying all night long in Milwaukee. You've been there probably hundreds of times, Coach. This is the first time since 1974 the Bucks have been to the NBA Finals. What does it mean to that fan base? And just put it on to perspective. The Bucks, with one star player basically, are headed to the Big Enchilada.
Yeah, it means a lot to them. You know, you look at guys like the old Bucks, Sidney Moncrief, guys have, retired players. Mike Budenholzer was a video coordinator with us in San Antonio, and now he's the head coach. And guess what? He beat his old team, Atlanta. It means so much. Look at those fans that are going crazy outside of Milwaukee. Oh my God, tens and thousands of fans. That's kind of what you've seen with Toronto, with We Are the North, when they won it with Kawhi Leonard. So it means a lot to those fans in Milwaukee. It's great for NBA basketball. I'm glad that fans are back in the arenas, back outside. Everybody's having a good time. And again, two of the most unlikeliest teams preseason, now they're playing in the NBA Finals. Unbelievable for the NBA. Tip your hat. Let's get the party started.
I'll see you there, at least on television. I'll be watching you. Congratulations to both Milwaukee and Phoenix. The NBA Finals start Tuesday down in Arizona. 9 p.m. tip-off. The Suns, the -160 favorite. Bucks +140. The Suns 2-0 against the Bucks this season. Both wins by exactly 1 point each. So expect this one to be a nail-biter. Giannis versus the Suns this season, 40 points per game. If Giannis isn't ready to go, though, in Game 1 on Tuesday, who knows what's going to happen. But if he's on the floor, he's going to get his, that's for sure. Chris Paul versus the Bucks this season, not too shabby either, averaging a double-double on 50% shooting.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.